Valence bond theory. For this, very first example is NiCl4 2 minus, which is tetrachloronickelate 2 ion. First, we'll try to find out oxidation number, which is X plus minus 4 equals to minus 2 here, which is X equals to plus 2. Now the atomic number for nickel 28 is, generally we'll write here 3D8 and 4S2 because we require this only. We are not writing the full electronic configuration as we require this. So next for nickel plus 2, as we see here, oxidation number is plus 2. So for this, electronic configuration will be 3D8 4S0. Now electronic configuration, we can say number 1 is orbitals of Ni plus 2. That we can write it like here 4S and 4P. Say this 3D, 4S, 4P. So as we see here, 8 electrons are there in d orbital. So with that we can fill up here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now next step is Ni plus 2 undergoes dash hybridization. That we'll try to find out now. I'll show you how to get this. For this, we need to write that orbitals again here. Now for this 4S and 4P. As we see, this chloride is a weak filled ligand, and because of that, these electrons of d orbital will remain as it is. So we can show it like this. As it is will keep. Now, as we know that 4 chloride ions, they donate 8 electrons, and for that the orbitals which are available here are, for 8 electrons we require 4 orbital, and 4 orbitals are as we can see it is available here, and the 4 orbitals are like, first I'll write this 3D, 4S and 4P. The 4 orbitals which are required are 1 S orbital, and P we have 3 orbitals. So that's why we can write here sp3 hybridization. We can say nickel Ni plus 2 undergoes sp3 hybridization. Now the third point here is, which we should discuss, is electronic configuration of NiCl4 and this 2 minus. We can write it like this: 3D orbital. The electrons which we see here are the electrons of metal itself. But now, next the orbitals which we are having here, sp3 hybrid orbitals. Eight electrons that we can say 4 pair of electrons from 4 chloride ions. So now we can conclude here, that is this complex, that is tetrachloronickel 2 ion, is paramagnetic, as unpaired electrons are available. Due to unpaired electrons, we can say that this complex is paramagnetic, and as the hybridization is sp3, we saw here sp3 hybridization. That means the geometry is tetrahedral. In this example, the ligand was weak. If suppose we have another example, say tetracyanonickelate 2 ion. Now we want to calculate, we want to find out, we can say, what is the hybridization, and on this basis we can find out the geometry. And now here we want to find out what is the nature of bonding. To get the answer for these all, let's start that valence bond theory concept. So the oxidation number of nickel is X, and here -4 equals to -2. We are getting +2. Electronic configuration for nickel 28. We can write 3D84S2. But as we see, oxidation number is +2. So the electronic configuration becomes 3D84S0. We'll start writing orbitals now. So number 1, orbitals of Ni+2. D 4s 4p. So how many electrons are there? 8 electrons are there. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now the next point is Ni+2 undergoes dash hybridization. Now how to get this? For that, again we'll write orbitals here, and we'll see how we get this. Okay. In this case, as we see, cyanide is strong field ligand. Now how to understand which one is a strong field and which one is weak field ligand? For that, I'll write here. That is CO, CN, EN, ammonia, EDTA. Then further we have NCS and water, and it's etc. Many more are there. So with the help of this spectrochemical series, it becomes easy to understand which are strong field ligands. So before water, whichever ligands you see here, that is carbonyl and this cyanide, ethylene diamine, this ammonia here, EDTA, these all are strong field ligands. Why we need to know this strong field ligands? Because in this case, what you have to do is the electrons which are there in d orbital, they get paired up. That another concept is there for this, that CFT, that we'll see later. Right now, just keep in mind that whenever there is strong field ligand, these electrons, they get paired up. So because of that pairing, now we'll get here electrons filled like this. Okay, this is your 3D. Here is 4s, this is 4p. As we see here, 4 cyano-ligands are there. That means 8 electrons are donated. So for that 8 electrons, we require 4 orbitals. So that 4 orbitals available here are these all, and they are referred as DSP2. So finally, what we can say, Ni+2 undergoes DSP2 hybridization. Now next point, how we'll write then? That is electronic configuration of tetracyanonickelate 2 ion. We can represent this way. See, that 3D orbitals will write, and here we'll write the orbital which is DSP2 orbitals, and this one empty orbital. So here we have, okay, yeah, done. Yes. So electrons in 3D are the electrons of metal itself. But now in these orbitals, that is here we have DSP2 hybrid orbitals. In these all, we'll write 8 electrons. And these all 8 electrons means we can say 4 pair of electrons from 4 cyanide minus ions. Okay. Now with the help of this valence bond theory concept, now we'll see what geometry we got here and nature of bonding. So that is, on the basis of hybridization, as we got DSP2 hybridization, that means the geometry of this complex is square planar. And the nature of bonding here is, this complex is diamagnetic, as all electrons are paired up. So 2 examples we did here for valence bond theory. We started with this very first, say, complex here. And then we saw this second also. So to find out geometry and this actually hybridization, that depends upon very important, this spectrochemical series which you see here. This is very important because with the help of this, we can find out like which one is strong field ligand. In case of strong field ligand, the very important thing we should keep in mind is that d electrons, they get paired up. Next class, we'll have more example on this to understand the concept in better way. Thank you.